I'm going to try and do a video of how I set a design into a block using my Intelliquilter computer. I've already set the design up on the Intelliquilter. The outline here, I traced one of my blocks and have that set up as a block, and then I inserted the pattern. Because each block on the quilt is not exactly square to the first one I did, I have to adjust as I go along. So first, the computer, I'm going to tell it to realign the quilt, and I touch a spot, so I'm going to realign to that point, and the computer tells me to continue, and then I have to move my machine to that point on the actual quilt. And now again I touch OK. Now, because that may not fit exactly in that block, what I like to do is go to Add Edit Pattern, Modify Pattern. I choose the pattern that I want to modify, and now my green crosshairs show up and I can move around on the screen and compare that with the block. So I'm going to move to this portion of the design. I find that if I check those 4 points, 3 and 4, that will scale the pattern enough to fit in that block and not get too close to the edge of it or run over it or be too far away. So when I move the crosshairs of my machine, which is showing where my needle is, on the screen, and then I go and look at the quilt, I'm approximately 1/4 inch away from the piecing. My needle is 1/4 inch away, and that's where I'd like it to be. Now I'm going to move over to this spot, and then I'll go back up to the screen and check, and that's pretty close. Now we'll come down to this one, and when I look at the quilt, sorry for moving so fast, but I don't want to take a lot of time, that's not too bad. And then I come over here, and I looked on the screen, and the crosshairs match up on the screen, but if you can see here, I'm kind of far away. So what I do is I pull my hopping foot back to where I want it to be, and then I look at the screen, and you can see I'm off a little bit. So now I'm going to use this really cool feature called, you have to go over here where the little arrows are. I'm in Modify Pattern, and now on the bottom you can see Distort. And I touch that, and it puts a bounding box around the pattern with little handles. And I'm going to grab this handle and drag it until it comes out and matches my crosshairs. So now I'm happy with the way the pattern is, and I will touch Finished and Finished again. And now I'm going to go to Sew Quilt. And I've already have that pattern selected. And so I will go up to the top, and I'm going to lock in the threads, and then I'll come back and show you how it sews. So now I locked in the threads, and I'm going to hit the Start button on my computer, and it will stitch the pattern out for me. A lot of people will say to me, oh, well, don't you just set everything up and then push a button and go have coffee? No, it's not really that easy. It would be nice if you could, but the piecing is never exactly the same from one block to the next, and the computer cannot see that. We as humans have the ability to see that, but the computer wants to do the same exact thing time and time again. So we have to go in and manually make adjustments to compensate. And there's my pattern. Thanks for watching.